My last knee pain video got so many views, but this is kind of a bittersweet feeling for me because although I do appreciate the increased traffic to my channel, it also tells me that you guys are still suffering from knee pain. Today, I will be going over 4 strengthening exercises if you still have knee pain. Let's get going. So we are going to get right into it with a bowler squat. Now, this is called a bowler squat because here's what it looks like. One leg goes back and behind your squatting leg, and you can see it looks like I just bowled. All right, so this exercise is great because it gets a lot of glute and hip activation without a lot of force on the knee. You really don't need to bend your knee a lot to get the most out of this exercise. So let me show you one more time before we go together. What I want you to do is stand on one leg and take your free leg back and behind the squatting leg. All right, and so what I want you to focus on is sticking your hip out to the side and dropping the chest forward. The weight should be in the heel. You should never be coming up on your toe or letting your knee dive forward. So I'm gonna hold onto the wall for balance here. What you can do is hold onto a countertop or something in front of you to give yourself more stability. We are gonna do 10 bowler squats together now. All right, 1, 2, you should be feeling it right in the glutes. 3, 4, and you can actually tap your foot in the back, and that's gonna be a little bit easier. I'll show you on this one, hovering. 5 is gonna be a lot more difficult because that is a full single leg squat. 6, so start with the foot tap in the back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And like I said, what is great about this one is you don't have to go super low. So you can make this as mini as you want it to be. You should really feel it a lot more in the glute than in your knee. So do 10 reps on each side. Once a day is actually good for this one because you don't want to make yourself too sore. Next is going to be a lunge, but I'm going to show you a different way how I want you to do it compared to what you're probably used to seeing. And that's very purposeful. So the lunge mechanics, what I normally see people do is this. They bend that back knee and you drop straight down. Now, there's really nothing wrong with that, but if you have knee pain, it actually puts a lot of force on both knees, really, in the front and in the back. So I am going to teach you a great way, a new modification to perform a lunge that puts more of the force on the hip, like we talked about in the last exercise, and take it off of the knee. So this is what I want it to look like. You're gonna lunge forward, keep the back leg straight, and shift your weight so your hip kind of pops out towards that front, on that front side there. Okay, one more time. Out to the side with the hip, and just like the bowler squat, chest comes forward. So I don't want knee driven up on the toe. You want chest forward, hip out to the side, and weight through your heel. And again, you should really feel the load through your glute, not through your toes and your knee. So let me show you from the front. Lunge forward, keep that back leg straight. This hip shift, that's what I'm talking about, okay? And let's make sure our knees are not diving in and the knees are not going out to the side. I usually tell my own patients, your knee should track towards your big toe. So just a little bit inward, but not too far either way. All right, let's go ahead and get 10 together. 1, 2, 3, great job. Really keep that hip out to the side as much as you can. 4, might feel a little bit weird. 5, drop that chest forward. 6, 7, and it's okay if your heel comes up in the back. 8, 9, last one, 10. Great job. So I do want to mention, if you are having difficulty with this, it hurts, or you can't control the motion, do it to an elevated surface. So your first stair, if you have a staircase, or just any type of step. That's gonna bring the floor up to you and it's gonna be a little bit easier. So like I said, I want you to do 10, try them on both legs, and just do this once a day. All right, time for my favorite, some good old-fashioned squats. So if you watched my last knee pain video, you can probably tell I get kind of worked up over squat form. Can't help it, I'm a physical therapist, and I want you guys to feel good. So what I see literally every day when I ask people to squat is this, right? Heels come up, knees go straight forward. It puts a ton of pressure on your knees and does not involve your glutes or your hips at all. Okay, if you have knee pain, you wanna fix this because we wanna offload the force on the knees and put it on the hips. So let me teach you how we're gonna do this, and then I will also show you the real exercise we're doing is a little bit harder because this is our strengthening video. So it's gonna be a little bit harder than a normal squat. Okay, start with your feet straight. I want you to sit your hips back first. So you should never start a squat with the knees coming forward there. Really sit the hips back and your weight should be into your heels, okay? Weight into the heels, and I feel my glutes working just a little bit there. Last thing I want you to really pay attention to, with the hips going back, you're gonna have to drop the chest forward. Otherwise you will fall backwards. Hips back, chest forward, and from the front, I'll show you your knees should be relatively pointed straight. What I mean by that is they should not be pointing out towards your pinky toes, and they should definitely not be touching each other like in this valgus position. What I tell my patients is you actually want your knees to point towards your big toes. So there's a little bit of that inward rotation, just a little bit, but they should not pass the big toes, okay? So let's do the real exercise here. What I'm gonna show you guys is a single leg squat with just a toe touch on the other side. So this is gonna get about 90% of the weight on the squatting leg. This one's almost just like a kickstand. So it's there for balance, but not really there to put any weight on it. All right, so I'll show you from the front, and then we're gonna do 10 together. So it should look like this. My knee is pointing towards my big toe, and I'm sitting back there. All right, just light toe touch on that free leg. So let's get 10 together. 1, 2, you can see that I'm really sitting back with my hips. 3, 4, chest drops forward to counterbalance the hips. 5, you should feel your leg working. 6, 7, 8, and you can choose the depth that you want to go. 9, last one, 10. Great job. And so I'll just show you really quick, just a few reps here. This is what it would look like from the other side. So just a really light toe touch here. Okay, very good job. Try 10 of those on both legs. Now we are going to address some hip balance and stability. So another common thing I see when people have knee pain, I ask them to stand on one leg and they're kind of all over the place. So what I want to show you guys today is 2 types of exercises to really help with your balance. This one should be great for your knees because it doesn't involve any squatting. So from the front here, I'm gonna start. You're actually going to go into a full single leg balance. What I want you to do is almost teeter back, and you can tap your foot in the front, and then you're gonna teeter forward and tap your foot in the back. So you can kind of see that I'm hinging from my hip, going back and forth, and that's it. If you need it a little bit harder, you can always hover that leg. That's gonna be the most difficult way to do it. Make sure you are safe at home. If you really feel like this is gonna be a challenge, go by a countertop or somewhere safe. All right, so I'm gonna show you the second one, and then we'll do all the reps together. The first one was forward and back. The next one is going to be a side to side, and that's really gonna challenge that hip to drop and to lift, okay? So let's do 10 together, starting with the forward and back ones. Okay, so get your balance. All right. 1, 2, 3. You want to just slightly unlock that knee. 4, 5. If you're feeling good, you can start to hover. 6, 7, good job. 8, and this should really start burning. 9, last one. 10, great job. So now I'll show you the side to side one. All right, 10 more. 1, 2, make sure you're really going from your hip. 3, 4, you can try the hover if you're brave. 5, it's a lot more difficult. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Now, if you did those with me, you probably noticed your hip is on fire. That's great, that's what we want. If it's a little bit too difficult, do 10 forward and back on one leg and then switch legs to give it a break. And then switch back to do the side to side. So it's more of like an alternating exercise. So you can actually do this one to 2 times a day since it's a little bit more low level and it's gonna work on that balance. So go ahead and try this one out. I figured it is only right to do another knee pain video for you to help you on your journey to a pain-free life. If any of these exercises felt weird or difficult to achieve, well, good. Your normal got you here, so weird is okay. As long as you don't feel any sharp pain while performing these, it is normal to feel unnatural when increasing your body's function. If you have a suggestion for a future video topic that you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments because it lets me know what you want to see next. Also, if you are still having knee pain after trying these exercises for a week or two, check out this video for further knee pain relief.